Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. It's going to be a beautiful Lord's Day. All the services today, I'm going to be teaching you, getting ready for the great healing crusade next week with Dag Mills. I'm going to be talking to you about 3 expressions of faith. When we talk about, Jesus said, your faith has healed you. How is faith expressed for healing? Have a great time today. But right now, let's go back to the book of Colossians chapter 3. Let's start reading with verse 15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Like another translation, be the umpire of your hearts. Since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful. Let the word of God dwell in you richly, as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom, and as you sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to the Lord. Now, back up there and read that again. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom, and as you sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to the Lord. Many young people walk up to me and they say, Pastor Summerall, why is it that you only listen to Christian music? I talked with another pastor who at one time was an acquaintance of mine, and he asked me the same question. I said, what do you listen to? And he told me all the things you listen to. And I said, well, why don't you listen to Christian music? He said, because I don't like it. And I looked at him and I laughed and I said, you're going to have a very difficult time when you get to heaven, because there's no secular music in heaven. It's all worship. So if you don't like worship music, you're going to have a problem for eternity. Now, if you want to understand one of the reasons why I only listen to Christian music, it's right here. Let the word of God dwell in you richly, and as you sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to the Lord. I not only listen to Christian music, I only listen to Christian music that sings the word, that really portrays the truth and the doctrines of the gospel. Now there's a word for that. Let the word of God dwell in you richly. That's why. Music takes the word down deeper in our hearts than anything else. I still remember the songs that I used to listen to as a 16-year-old boy. In-a-gada-da-vida, baby. I mean, don't ask me what it means, but I still remember that lyric. I still remember walking through the early shopping malls in the 1980s in Harrison Plaza, and you'd hear, Mug Beer Moon Atayo. I mean, the music takes things down deep on our insides. Now, I would challenge you today. Take a look at the music that you're listening to and ask yourself, is this helping the Word of God dwell richly in my heart? Young people, maybe you need to go clean out your phones, and maybe you need to go clean out your computers. And maybe you need to make a decision in life. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to be a Christian, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way. Period. I'm not going to be a casual Christian. I'm not going to be a cultural Christian. I'm not going to live a carnal Christian life. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And I want the Word of God dwelling richly in my heart.